Desmond Mofa is a popular YouTuber and personality, most notably known for his high-energy streams, content, and borderline autistic state of being. But who really is Desmond Mofa? And more importantly, why does he look so much like Gerald from Hey Arnold? This will all be explained in this detailed video documentation going over the life of Desmond Mofa. To understand what Desmond is like now, we have to delve into his past. Desmond grew up in the tropical paradise known as Ghana, a country in West Africa. Desmond was part of a large family and not much is known about the individual members apart from the fact that Desmond's father is the king of Ghana. So from a young age, Desmond had some pretty big shoes to fill. While Desmond was in school, he was that kid that boasted about how he had 3 blue-eyes dragons and a full Exodia deck. Desmond of course didn't battle it out in the field like every other kid in order to obtain these cards through sheer skill alone. Instead, he would leech off his dad's wealth and purchase the card tins in bulk from his local Walmart. As expected, word eventually got around about how wealthy Desmond was, and the people of Ghana started treating Desmond like he was some kind of spectacle. It didn't take long before Desmond was riddled with anxiety from all the social pressure, so he did what any desperate teen would do. He went radio silent. Desmond pushed everyone away, locked himself in his room, and didn't resurface. Not much is known about these years of Desmond's life, apart from the fact that he spent majority of his time scrolling through r/hentai whilst trying to execute a perfect wave dash in Smash Bros. Melee. When Desmond wasn't doing this, often at times he could be found sitting by himself in the corner of his room listening to My Chemical Romance through his iPod Nano. Although this time was hard for Desmond, there was always someone by his side through thick and thin. This person was no other than Desmond's girlfriend, Inu. Inu was a virtually generated avatar on the Nintendo DS that Desmond would talk to religiously. They laughed together, cried together, and shared other intimate moments. She was Desmond's rock, and without her, he would have been completely lost. This loving relationship lasted for many years until things took a turn for the worst. Desmond's game data corrupted, and all that was left of Inu vanished. As the screen turned off and Inu was all but a distant memory, Desmond noticed himself in the reflection of the 2DS screen. Desmond had become a monster. Spending all those years dwelling in a dark room with no other company apart from pixels on a screen had taken its toll. It was at this point when Desmond decided he wanted to change and have a fresh start away from his past. This is when Desmond made the bold decision to fly to Brooklyn, New York in hopes of starting a new life. Desmond packed his bags with the entire box set of Dragon Ball GT and a few shirts captioned Gamer at Work and set sails. Upon arrival, Desmond stood out like a sore thumb, partly because he had multiple Pokemon keychains dangling from his travel bag, but mostly because he just looked like a dweeb. Quickly, Desmond learned the hard way what it takes to live in the ever-changing city of Brooklyn, New York. Times were hard, and Desmond had to sleep most nights with a butter knife and a pair of safety scissors under his bed, worrying that someone might come and steal his extensive Pokemon card collection. During these hard times, Desmond was in desperate need of an outlet to express his emotions, and the only way he knew how to do this was through the art of rap. Desmond started his rap career known as Iceman Etika. Although this name on the exterior looks stupid and cringy, there is a deeper meaning behind the name. The Iceman part of the name represents Desmond's favourite game back in Ghana, Ice Climbers on the Nintendo Entertainment System. This part of the name was also a metaphor, showing that Desmond is going to climb up the rap ladder, knocking everything down in his path. The second part of his name, Etika, was chosen after one of the main protagonists in his favourite X-rated Sonic fan game, Sonic Battle. After spending many hours in the booth, Desmond released his first mixtape named Written in Ice. This mixtape was immediately well received, and was passed around like herpes and crack cocaine, which were both very popular at the time. With memorable tracks such as What I'm Gonna Do and Watch Your Back, Desmond had truly created a work of art that would be remembered for the ages. Unfortunately, this was the only mixtape that ever had any traction. Desmond was a definition of a one-hit wonder. Although Desmond was often out in the streets of Brooklyn, rap battling about dildos and cocks, the world grew tired of Iceman Etika, and almost overnight, Desmond's rap career had faded into irrelevancy. One day, after a long day of scrolling through the World Wide Web, Desmond found a small website called YouTube, where people from all over the world would upload their content for no added cost. Originally, Desmond used YouTube as a way of watching softcore porn, but shortly after realized that he too could make videos, gaining an audience of his own. Around this time, Desmond had discovered a small indie game known as Minecraft, published by a single university student known as Notch. Etika instantly fell in love with the expansive universe of Minecraft and quickly became addicted. With Sonic Rule 44 on one monitor and Minecraft on the other, Desmond sunk countless hours into his newfound hobby, and shortly decided to become a family-friendly Minecraft YouTuber and a full-time virgin. Much like Desmond's rap career, he was immediately well received. Not only did the greasy 12-year-old kids that watched his content love him, but their parents as well. With Desmond's strict no naughty word policy and child-friendly content, Desmond was looking at becoming one of the biggest online entertainers this generation has ever seen. Desmond milked the Minecraft train until there was nothing left to milk. By this time, Desmond's audience was growing up and no longer wanted to watch a 20-year-old man play Minecraft in his tidy-whities. In a last-ditch effort to stay relevant, Desmond decided he had no other option but to change up his style of content in order to keep his audience. Seeing as most of his viewers were either incels or basement dwellers, he focused on content catering towards that demographic, such as Pokemon, Attack on Titan, and almost anything Nintendo. As Desmond continued to make gaming content, he found himself covering topics that he was interested in to do with the gaming community and world at large. It was at this moment when Desmond decided to implement a news segment to his channel known as Etika News Network. Desmond would use this platform to discuss real-world problems like how Subway sandwiches weren't the 12 inches that Desmond wanted in his mouth, but were instead falling short at around the 11-inch mark. Further down the line, Desmond decided he needed to rebrand as it was beginning to become confusing as to what his channel was actually about. So Desmond made the hard decision to shut down Etika News Network and instead shift his efforts towards topical content subsidized with gaming videos here and there. After this decision was made, Desmond's channel started to grow and showed no signs of stopping. Skip ahead a few years and the Nintendo Switch has been announced. Desmond, as hard as a Geodude, overwhelmed with hype, decided to ride the hype train, creating a new cult called the Joy-Con Kids. Up until the release of the Nintendo Switch, Desmond used his platform to discuss leaks, speculation, as well as any news that came out about the Switch and its future titles. After the commercial release of the Nintendo Switch and the Joy-Con girls by his side, Desmond's channel was at an all-time high. This was truly a golden era for Desmond's channel. From searching the dark depths of the deep web, to playing Nintendo Switch hentai games, every video was well received. This was all because Desmond's audience watched his content for him and nothing else. In the end of the day, it didn't matter what Desmond did during his streams and videos because he always found a way to make it entertaining. Most importantly, there is a reciprocal understanding that Desmond has with his viewers, which is a huge part of why he's so successful. In an ever-changing environment, he adapted with the times while still remaining to be the same old Etika we have watched for many years. In the end of the day, we don't like Desmond because he has no flaws and is squeaky clean. We like Desmond because he's real, and more importantly, he's one of us. He's not afraid to show his weaknesses, and he's definitely not afraid to embarrass himself in front of thousands of viewers. As a result of this, Desmond shows a more human side that we're not used to seeing with other YouTubers. And the end of all this madness, Desmond has managed to create a hub where people far and wide can come together, forget about their problems, and just hang out. Because of Desmond, long-lasting friendships and memories have been formed within the tight-knit community known as the Joy-Con Kids. With Smash Bros. Ultimate around the corner and plenty of new mature Nintendo titles on the way, Desmond's future looks bright, and there is no doubt that he will continue to make entertaining content for years to come.
You know who it is, Iceman in the building. Better start investing in textbook and records for your children. Who ain't feeling ice? You think that I'm nice since you so blood with fire, toast you in a sea of ice. I'm pimp juice. I can bag your bitch with a chip too. Iceman came, still look good. And what? And my dick too. Okay. I'm stupid with the hands and official with the pistol. Go run and tell your man so he can get his ass chipped too. Niggas think they 50, they die like pop. I'll shoot you 9 times and see if you get signs or not. Bah. I'm in a epoxy spot, smoking on the brownest pot. Custom made baby Uzis, hold about 1,000 shots. Who you know around your block? The sound is hot. Only the strong survive. Let's see if you can survive a shot. I don't care if you get wild or not. You get live and pop and wake up at 5 o'clock with your mouth surrounded by 90 cops. What it is? Iceman Etika all day. That was just the beginning. Y'all don't even know about that. That's that piff right there.